When it comes to Suri Cruise, the title, Hollywood's Little Princess, is likely the first thing that comes to the audience's mind. With parents who are the powerful celebrity couple Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, it is no surprise that Suri became the most famous baby in America from birth. After her parents divorced, her life changed 180 degrees. No longer living in luxury or appearing in prestigious magazines, Suri was raised by her mother in a uniquely simple and self-reliant manner. 12 years have passed, and Suri has just turned 18, stepping into adulthood. But sadly, this milestone is also a bitter one, marking the beginning of the end of her relationship with her biological father, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise will stop the annual $400,000 support when his daughter turns 18. Recently, Suri has taken a drastic step that can be seen as an official declaration of severing ties with her famous father. This has left the audience wondering whether Tom Cruise and Suri will ever see each other again. Let's rewind time to talk about Tom and Katie's marriage and children. The day Katie Holmes married Tom Cruise, people were envious. The day Katie Holmes divorced Tom Cruise, people were happy for her. The love marriage divorce story of Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise has always been a topic that consumes much media ink despite the years that have passed. To this day, the question of whether Tom Cruise has reunited with his daughter Suri remains unanswered. For many, the end of Katie and Tom's marriage still holds many mysteries. Who is Tom Cruise? He is the most attractive man on the planet, the leading man in blockbuster films, and the Hollywood star every girl dreams of meeting at least once. That is why Katie Holmes once made many people envious when she became his girlfriend, then his wife, and later the mother of their beautiful daughter, the embodiment of their love. But up to this point, many people still wonder whether Katie was lucky or unlucky. Tom Cruise and Katie once painted a sweet love story when they officially became a family. The moment when the talented man knelt to romantically propose to his girlfriend atop the Eiffel Tower is still remembered as one of the happiest moments of his life. Their sweet wedding and the birth of their little daughter Suri made all of Hollywood celebrate for them. From the day she was born, Suri was already one of the most powerful babies in showbiz, always in the spotlight wherever she went. Tom Cruise was the epitome of the ideal husband and father. Seeing Tom Cruise carefully holding his precious daughter in his arms, one hand tightly clasping his wife beside him, everyone whispered that Katie Holmes had hit the jackpot. However, that dream marriage quickly burst like a soap bubble in 2012, and it was Katie Holmes who initiated it. People began to wonder why Katie Holmes wanted to leave such a dream marriage. According to the media at the time, it seemed that Katie Holmes had meticulously prepared, so the proceedings went extremely quickly, and she even won full custody of their child. Media analysis suggested that while Nicole Kidman lost her adopted children to Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes was quicker to save her child from her biological father. There were even reports that Katie Holmes sought advice from Nicole Kidman and was fortunate to escape her marriage with Tom. Beyond his top position in Hollywood, Tom Cruise is also known as a fervent member of Scientology, to the extent that he is willing to abandon his family for the sect. Tom joined Scientology in 1986 through the introduction of his first wife, Mimi Rogers, married 1987 to 1990. He is considered the most famous member and also the biggest financial supporter of the sect. Many believe that Nicole Kidman and Katie Holmes' refusal to join Scientology was the main reason for the breakdown of their marriages in 2001 and 2012, respectively. Tom also cut ties with his only biological daughter, Suri Cruise, just because Scientology disapproved. Instead, Tom is close to his adopted children, mother is Nicole, Bella and Connor, because both followed their father into the sect. In August, international media reported that Tom Cruise had cooled towards the sect. He had not visited the Scientology headquarters in East Grinstead, West Sussex, England, for about 3 years, even though he had been living mostly in the UK during that time to film Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. However, this suspicion was dismissed after the actor, born in 1962, was spotted flying into the sect's headquarters by helicopter in early November. Tom Cruise is close friends with David Miscavige, to the extent that he asked the sect leader to be the best man at both his weddings to Nicole, 1990, and Katie, 2006. It is known, they really seem like they were separated at birth. It's so sweet to see them together. I think for Tom, it's a true friendship and almost like adoration. He is considered the most famous member and also the biggest financial supporter of the sect. A former member considered a prince within the church has revealed previously undisclosed dark secrets about why the two adopted children distanced themselves from Nicole Kidman. Sam Domingo, who was active in the church for 22 years and is the daughter-in-law of the world's most famous opera singer, Placido Domingo, gave an exclusive interview to the Daily Mail to share the frightening truth behind the Scientology cult that Tom Cruise has always pursued. The 51-year-old woman, who used to be quite close to the Cruise family, with her children often playing with Tom Cruise's children, Connor and Isabella, is now out of the church along with her 3 daughters, Paloma, Victoria, and Daniela, and her ex-husband Placido Jr. In March, Isabella was featured in a promotional segment for the sect in London, expressing gratitude to the church and her father Tom Cruise for helping her find that missing piece in her life. This prompted Domingo to have an open conversation about the lives of Isabella and her brother Connor after Nicole Kidman left the Top Gun actor in 2001. I know how they pressured the children, making them isolated and keeping them away from their friends under the watchful eye of disciplinarian Marty Rathbun, a preacher who made the children believe that their mother was an oppressor. Domingo had remained silent out of loyalty to Cruise and his sister Cass Mapother, but things gradually worsened. You can't go against the sect if you are a member of Tom's family. If you do, you will have to sever ties with your loved ones, just as Tom Cruise did with his daughter Suri. However, in 2012, Katie Holmes suddenly filed for divorce from Tom and almost immediately took her child away from her biological father in the associated sect. And so, in the life of Suri Cruise, her biological father Tom was absent. When contacted to clarify this matter, the star of Mission Impossible showed no signs of panic or a quick rebuttal. In 2011, Tom and Katie officially severed all ties. Scientology was the biggest reason Tom Cruise distanced himself from his family and friends, including his 2 famous close friends David Beckham and Victoria Beckham. According to the sect's rules, members are forbidden from associating with non-members. Since both Suri and her biological mother Katie did not join the sect, Tom Cruise was forbidden to have any contact with either Katie or her daughter. This is truly a loss and an issue solely his own. He's definitely been brainwashed. Back then, when Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes officially went their separate ways, Suri, the sweet, petite girl they once adored, faced a huge emotional shock. Suri's life changed completely from that moment. She was no longer the daughter of Hollywood's most famous couple but became an ordinary girl living under her mother's care. Katie Holmes, a talented and kind-hearted mother, embraced the responsibility of raising Suri with all her love and patience. Katie is not only an excellent actress but also an exemplary mother. She put in every effort to protect her daughter from the public's prying eyes and imparted beautiful values about life to Suri. Each day, Katie and Suri shared simple moments, from cooking together and reading books to strolling in the park. Katie always listened and shared with Suri, helping her overcome sadness and find joy in life. However, another emotional scar remains an everlasting trauma in Suri's mind: the coldness and apparent indifference of her father, Tom Cruise. Tom's decision to disown his daughter has caused considerable outrage and opposition from the public. Many people were surprised and disappointed that a famous father, once a symbol of strength and responsibility in action movies like Mission Impossible, could neglect his daughter in this way. Since the breakup with Katie Holmes, Tom Cruise has seemingly shown no concern for Suri. Despite her numerous attempts to reach out with letters and voice messages, hoping to hear his voice and receive his attention, all her efforts went unanswered. Those letters and messages, filled with love and longing, remained unheard. Tom Cruise's indifference not only hurt Suri but also damaged the public's trust in him. People once saw the image of a respectable father in him, but now, they see a father who turned his back on his daughter. While Katie Holmes silently endured and tried to compensate for Suri's loss, Tom Cruise became absorbed in his film projects and personal life, leaving behind the little girl who once meant everything to him. Nevertheless, Suri grew up, gradually becoming a beautiful, strong, and independent young woman. The emotional scars of the past became a motivation for her to strive forward. Each day, under her mother's guidance, Suri matured not only physically but also emotionally. She learned to love and cherish what she has, even without her father's presence in her life. Surely, looking back, many people will feel sympathy for Suri and Katie Holmes. But they, with their love and strength, have proven that no matter how difficult life may be, as long as there is love and perseverance, everything will eventually pass. And Suri, from a girl once abandoned, has now become a confident, beautiful, and vibrant young woman, continuing to write her life story with all her hopes and aspirations.